So the USC Trojans have legitimately looked as good, if not better, without JuJu Watkins, which is scary. Like, and I mean that. That is scary for a team that was as good with JuJu Watkins. And a lot of people, Stephen A. Smith, the absolute, like, genius player or genius, like, basketball mind that is Stephen A. Smith. He's gone out there and started saying, these are JuJu and the crew. No one else on this team matters other than JuJu Watkins. Well, JuJu Watkins gets injured and they play arguably their two best games of the year. Like, that is a fact. That is a fact that JuJu Watkins gets injured and they play two of the best games of the year against half-decent teams. Like, Mississippi State aren't that bad. Mississippi State genuinely are not that bad. And they beat Mississippi State by 40 points. They beat a team by 40 who, in fairness, are not a bad team by any means. Mississippi State are fine. And not only that, they then come out and face Kansas State and they beat Kansas State. This was a game where I was saying it could have been an upset. And not only did they manage to beat Kansas State, they beat Kansas State with a all-time tournament freaking stinker from Kiki Iriafen. Like, Kiki was terrible. I don't know what the hell happened there. But, like, Kiki was terrible. But I gotta say, Rhea Marshall, the way she was sealing, but it was really Kennedy Smith and Ava Howe. Ava Howe was lighting them up. Kennedy Smith hit huge shots down the stretch. But Ava Howe, a freshman, Kennedy Smith, a freshman. Like, these are two players that are, you would think, okay, yeah, that they're just players. They're players. Nobody was really, like, that high on them throughout the year. And especially Ava Howe coming in for JuJu Watkins in that starting lineup. And she goes and has 19 points, which is so impressive. Like, if you look at the rankings, like, they had Kennedy Smith as far as freshmen are concerned. Kennedy Smith is a 5-star. She's unbelievable. But, like, Avery Howe. Jesus, Jesus, Avery Howe. I don't know where. I'm thinking of Ava Hayden, mixing that one up. Like, she was, again, she was a 5-star too, was she? Jesus, they had 3 5-stars this class. Jeez, they had more 5-stars in this class than Caitlin Clark ever. Caitlin Clark didn't play with a 5-star, so there's no point about that. But they have 3 5-stars, but that's where the freshmen are coming in. Like, Heckle coming in with 8 points. They're freshmen combining for 37, 45 points. Like, that is what is going to be needed, especially because the likelihood is that JuJu Watkins comes back sometime early in 2026. That she comes back sometime early, because there's no point when it comes to JuJu Watkins of saying that she'll sit out all next year so she can medically redshirt and she can do a 5th year. Like, she's not going to beat Caitlin Clark's record. And if she ends up being a 24-year-old, whatever the hell it is, like, it's a people are going to make that excuse. People just want to see JuJu in the WNBA as quickly as possible. So she's going to come back next year. But minus Kiki Iriafen, minus Rhea Marshall, if they have another good recruiting class, I want to see who do they have in this year's class. Do they have any top recruits going? So yeah, they've got the third ranked recruit in the nation. They are 100% going to get a transfer. There's no chance they don't get a big transfer, and they go for it again. They genuinely, the smartest thing they can do is try go and get themselves a big and go win. Because it's always a tough one when it comes to trying to win without one of your players when you're your best player. But the USC Trojans might go and win the Big Ten. Like, this is a team with 3 5-stars in last year's class. In the class 2025, they're gonna have 1 5-star. So they're gonna have, with JuJu, they're gonna have 5 5-stars in their team, and that's not including anyone they got before JuJu. They have anyone before JuJu? I'm not entirely sure of that. I genuinely don't know, but still, like Samuels was a top 50 recruit in JuJu's class. Van Olhoffen, was she USC the whole way? No, she joined USC as a fifth year graduate, or I'm guessing, sorry, used the COVID year. So that's where they got her from. But they just need to build around them, because you're losing Marshall, you're losing Erie FN, you're losing a lot of your size, but they've got a lot going for them. And this team could honestly, I reckon this is going to be a real tough game against UConn, with or without JuJu Watkins. Like, obviously, sorry, without JuJu Watkins. Like, UConn are minus 13. Let's not forget, UConn they needed a Paige Becker's masterclass to beat Oklahoma. And I still think Kiki Riafen is a real tough, real tough like matchup for them, because you're gonna have to have what's her name on the floor quite a bit. You're gonna have El Alfie, who's just not at the level needed to be a center on a championship team. And I understand Sarah Strong, but Sarah Strong can only guard one of the two bigs. She's going to have to guard Kiki. So you've then got a true center in Rhea Marshall to just play bully ball. And unlike Oklahoma with Reagan Beers, who can't really move, these players have athleticism. They can play defense. So it's going to be a really tough one for UConn to go and win. And again, I do think that they're going to go and UConn is still going to win the game. I think it'll be a very tough one with JuJu Watkins there. But this USC team is so much better than people give them credit for. You can't call this team JuJu and the crew, because this team is exceptional. Absolutely exceptional. And the fact that they beat a good Kansas State team with Kiki Iriafen having won an all-time stinker, like, she was horrific. I was watching the game, and like the commentators were like, "Oh, the difference between winning or losing could be Kiki Iriafen making a few mid-range shots, and then Kiki Iriafen kept going 1-on-5 and missing shots." It was madness. It was absolute madness. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'd say it's going to be an interesting game, but in fairness to USC, like, I have to say, they did a fantastic job without JuJu Watkins, which is something that I don't think anyone really would have predicted. A lot of people would have predicted no JuJu, no party for this team. That once JuJu's gone, it's game over. They're not going to win anything. And in fairness to JuJu, like, she's managed to get a lot of good players to come play with her. And that's the one thing. There weren't a lot of 5-star recruits looking to go play in Iowa. But USC have managed to get quite a lot of them. And before JuJu, that wasn't really that much of a thing. So anyway, yeah, that is a video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.